Our galaxy has over 100 billion stars. While we can't see them all, there are still plenty in the night sky. Unless you live in a city, in which case there are like 3. To be able to read the night sky, there are a few things you need to know. Constellations, the ecliptic, the celestial sphere, measuring angles, and bringing it all together. For some reason, our species likes to play connect the dots with the stars to create shapes in the sky. These are useful because humans like pattern recognition, and it's easier to remember a shape than a bunch of dots. You could have a warrior, a dog, a cross, or with enough creativity, like and subscribe. So when you play connect the dots in the sky to make a heart to impress someone, is that a new constellation? No. There are actually 88 officially recognized constellations. Astronomers have created bounding boxes of each constellation to make it easier to define the edge of a constellation. Then these are used to create a map of the night sky. So if a nebula is found on the sword of Orion, it is named after Orion. If there are meteor showers at a certain time of the year in the direction of Perseus, they are called the Perseids. When it comes to constellations, most people only know of around 12. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. These are known as the Zodiac Constellations. The reason these Zodiac Constellations are so special is because from Earth's perspective, the Sun appears to travel around the sky across these constellations. This path is known as the Ecliptic. All planets in our solar system are on the same plane, which I will call the solar plane for ease. The motion of the Sun over the constellations is due to the fact that the Earth is tilted by 23.5 degrees to the solar plane. As all planets are on the same plane, it also means that all planets will travel across the sky along the ecliptic. The tilt of the Earth is also why we have seasons. Because of this, the ecliptic will change its position in the sky depending on the season. It will either be more overhead or closer to the horizon. This brings us to the celestial sphere. On Earth, for coordinates we have latitude and longitude, an equator, and the poles. For the celestial sphere, it is almost exactly the same. Take the latitude and longitude grid of Earth and project it over the stars. The celestial sphere is based on the March equinox. The coordinates are a bit different though. Instead of longitude, we have right ascension, or RA. This is the angular distance measured eastward along the equator. This is measured in hours, minutes, and seconds. Then instead of latitude, we have the declination, or dec. This is the angle from the celestial equator going from 0 to positive 90 for the north and 0 to negative 90 for the south. This is measured in degrees, arc minutes, and arc seconds. When you are outside, you have the horizon all around you, which is a good 0 point. Then directly above you is what is known as the zenith. This is what will be our 90 point. There are a few easy ways to estimate angles in the sky without having to bring a giant protractor or sextant. First off, if you hold out your arm and then have just your pinky finger, that is approximately 1 degree, or roughly twice the size of the moon. Then, if you were to do the Katniss salute from Hunger Games, this is approximately 5 degrees. Next is your fist, this is approximately 10 degrees, and if you were to stack your fists on top of each other and continue up, you'll see that once you've done it 9 times, you're looking straight up. Stick out your pointer finger and pinky like you're at a rock concert for 15 degrees. Then your entire hand splayed out from the tip of your thumb to the tip of your pinky is about 25 degrees. Depending on where you are in the world, what time of year it is, and the time of night, depends on where things will be in the night sky for you. There are plenty of resources to find out what is where in the sky. I recommend Stellarium, which I have linked in the description. It might also be handy to have a compass with you so you know which way you need to be facing until you know how to tell directions just by looking at the stars. The easiest way to find north for both hemispheres is the ecliptic. Like the sun, things rise in the east and set in the west. So if the moon or planet is tracking across the sky, you should be able to figure out which way north is. The first thing to do would be to find some constellations in the sky that you recognize easily. Do remember that not all constellations will be visible all year round. Some constellations will not be visible at all depending on where you are in the world. Once you know a couple of constellations, use a map of the night sky to find the direction and angles between different stars or constellations. After a little bit of practice, you should be able to find other things in the night sky. If you do this each time you are outside at night, even briefly, eventually you'll be able to recognize more and more of the sky. Unless you live in the city, in which case you'll always see the same 3 stars. Are they moving? Wait, it's just a plane.